Hey guys, how are we doing out there, and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, just as promised, I am going to do a shell swap for a Nintendo DS. I'm doing the shell, it's from Extremerate, so it's going to be a high quality swap. I've got an original black DS Lite from my childhood. This is my original one I had. This one's missing the Game Boy Advance slot here. It's also missing the stylus. And yeah, bit of wear and tear around the D-pad. And I'm still considering whether to keep the original buttons or to actually swap to the transparent. So I'm going to swap this one over to, here it is here, completely clear transparent case, high quality. So let's get into the video. Alright, so first things first, let's just grab the Phillips here, put it in there, and then we're going to go for the battery cover. Nice little Phillips on the battery here. There we go. Unscrew that till she's ready. It'll just spin on the spot. And you should be able to pop it off with a spudger or a guitar pick. You can just get under this screw here. There we go. Like, you're better off just using plastic tools, because even if it gets marked, at least you're not damaging your original stuff. Now the battery in here does still work. It's an original Nintendo battery. It holds lots of charge. The last time I did this, I actually used a Chinese battery and it was rubbish. It holds charge for all of 10 minutes. So really shop around when you buy replacement batteries for the DS, or the DS Lite in this case. There we go. So the pick will be fine. That's what they're made for. Got the battery there. This one actually looks really clean. There's no corrosion on it. And being Nintendo genuine, going to keep that and reuse it. I've got to take out the cartridge. Probably should have done that first. Oh yeah, there's another screw under here. It's just a little Y screw. And we just get in here with our spudger. There's lots of ways to do this, but you just get in the corner there, going next to the rubber. You should be able to. Yeah. I don't want to damage it. There we go. So that's one down. Let me just move this battery out of the way. This R4 card out of the way. And put this here. I like to have my tools there. So first thing, we'll put the rubber here, and then next one in the corner, like that. There you go, doesn't damage anything. Sorry about the screen shaking. I got the worst fucking setup to do this build here. Next time I do it, I will have a better camera mount and light and all that. I'm just, messing around, see what works, see what doesn't, and this clearly doesn't. But it'll be good for today, It's about the learning, not about the lack of technology. Right, I'll shut up. So now with your Phillips, I got the Phillips 0 here, PH0. You want to do you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, they're all out, so we want to jump over to our Y25 tool. This one here. And then with the Y25, we want to grab 1, 2, 3. That's it, 3. But, guys, make sure you don't put the fucking screwdriver in this little hole here. Or this little hole here. This Phillips is in there. They're for adjusting the screen brightness for the top and bottom screen. Very important. You can adjust them later once we do the build, but don't mess with them now, because you'll fuck up how the picture looks on the device itself. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, we've also got this screw here. So we'll start with the little one here. Just flip it over. We've got enough room here to get in. Yeah, you want to push real hard, just so it doesn't round off. There we go. And then we'll do the 3 that are left. So we've got the corner. Oh yeah, she's tight, that one. Oh yeah, that's so tight. Gee whiz. Beautiful. Right, now with all that stuff undone, you should be able to just open her up like this. And then along this whole side here, along this whole part, you should be able to lever it up with one of your little lever tools here. So from memory, yeah, under there. So you get your guitar pick, right? And then in this little gap here, that's where you want to lever. Alright, all the way along. I hope you guys can see that. All the way along. And it'll actually, the back of it will pop off. Right, so all the way along like that. See, comes off. Maybe I'll just close it. Yeah, I think it's better it's closed. So once you get that lip there, guys, lift her up. There it goes. Wow, that's actually in really good condition. Oh, just dropped the volume slider. Not to worry. Oh, she's a bit dusty. She's had a few years being played with. Fucking hell, that's a lot. That is a lot of dust. Let's check the switches there. That's the reset button. Stylus. Cool. Yeah, no, she's a bit dusty. So I'll just put that aside. And also this. Maybe I'll just put it here. We don't want to lose it. Right, so the next step is we want to undo this little fella here. You use a spudger, just pop it off. You can also take the R1 and L1 buttons. So let's do that first actually. So the R1, it just lifts up. And then you got to be careful, there's a little spring here. Oh, it'll flick. So when it unclips, let's put it there. They're a little bit of a pain in the ass to put back together, but they're not too bad. And then here, just lift it up. Yep. Make sure you got the spring. Make sure you got the little bar that goes inside as well. Here, I'll show you on this one. So spring, and then this little shaft here. It just puts tension on this little slot here. Oh, that's dusty. So I'm gonna give it a blow off with like compressed air or something like that. But once we fully disassemble it, we'll do that. Alright, so the next thing you want to do, guys, is just use the spudger and just pop this little gold piece here. Just pop it off, if it will. Maybe I'll use my fingers. Yeah, it just pops straight up. Okay, don't pull too hard because it's very delicate. Now you just want to move this cord out of the way here. Right. Yeah, you can leave this on here, or you can take it off. On this occasion, let's see if it's easy to get off. It's not too bad. It sounded like I broke something, but this is sticky. And it just plugs straight down onto there. I don't know what this is, but it's in the way. Now, next part, use the spudger come up under here and very carefully just pop that off, right? And then you got your two cables. So your white one here. Because later it'll make it easier when we're pulling the whole thing apart. So the white one we'll worry about in a minute. Let's just do that. Right? Now the black one. It's a good idea. I like to do this now with the black one. Just pull it and see where it routes. It's like, if we can get that on camera. See that black part? It's above the black part there. There's a slot here. And then here it's the same. It just goes in that little valley there. Right, so let me just pull it. The best thing is you make sure it's flat as it goes in. If I can catch that on camera there. So let me just push it flat. Yep, oh, there we go. And you just pull it through. Pull it through. There it goes. Nice and easy. Just put it to the top there. So now our next step is we want to undo this circuit board, and we want to pull the circuit board up and away. So the way we do that, just take out this screw, which we already did after we took the battery out, and then we take out this screw here, and then the circuit board should come away. Beautiful. Now, put that, number 12. Now that we've undone that, this should all pull up. Yep. Just be careful. There is a ribbon cable just here that you don't want to damage. So you can see the white one there. I like to, at this moment, I will grab the white one, the white lead from earlier. And see it goes in the little divots when you put it back. Right? There we go. Pull it to the side. And just get it out of the way basically. You don't want it in the way. Now, what you do here, make sure you don't put any pressure on this cable. Just here, because if this gets damaged, the whole device will be destroyed or it'll be ruined. So I like to just move it. Just like that. And then you get the spudger, and this little black tab here, it actually lifts up. So let me get a hold of it so I don't damage anything, and just lift it up. There we go. A little bit difficult. There we go. Now the screen and the circuit board, it can all be given a very good clean, which we're going to do. But for now, let's just put that aside. But just to make sure they don't round off. Oh, they're long. Long screws. Cool, so they're out. 13 and 14. Now we grab our little button membranes here. That. One's for the D-pad, one's for the buttons. And then if you just flip it upside down, they should all fall out. So let me just flip it and get them. There we go. So there's our 4 buttons. And our D-pad. It does look good if you reuse the original, if it's black, I reckon, but we'll see how it looks before we finish up. So with that undone, oh, one more membrane. My bad. This is the start and select buttons. Get them out. Okay. So there's 1 and 2. They're identical. Doesn't matter if you mix them up. So next step, flip this up, pull that off. This is for your light, your indicator light, charge and whatnot. There is a little plastic part in there, but we get a new one in the kit as well. And then we just want to pull a little bit. It's an interesting design. You'll see there's a, let's get these cables out of the way. There's a little slit in the plastic. So you see, it's hard to show on camera, but this little slit right there where I'm pointing, this ribbon cable is supposed to slide inside that little slit there. This is one of the most difficult parts of this job. So the way we do it, we separate it a little bit. You see, you don't want to damage anything. A little bit. Like that. And then you want to line, this up with that slit. So here, as you can see, it's in line with it. Like that. And then as you pull, it goes inside there. See, very, very delicate. And it'll come through the other side. And pull cables like that. There we go. I'm just going to put this piece aside. This is a pain in the butt to put back. Absolute pain in the butt. So from here, you actually do need I forgot to mention earlier, we need a razor blade to get these they're screw covers, little rubber screw covers, just to remove those 4. Okay, so when you do this part, you've got to be very, very delicate. That's why I recommend a razor blade instead of a flat blade, because if you use a flat blade, if you ever wanted to reuse this, you couldn't. So you need to take your time, get in that gap, make sure you're not breaking the rubber, push hard in that gap there, and if you just pull up with the razor blade, there you go. It doesn't hurt to take your time. So there's one, and I'll just do that 4 more times. Oh, that one was a pain in the backside, but we got there. Oh my god, get out of there. Oh, there we go. Again, the P0 Phillips times 4. I see lots of people doing this on YouTube, and they use like a little battery operated screwdriver. They're actually rubbish because they round off screws too easy. What, you're going to save 10 seconds of using an automated tool? But what if you round off the screw? You'll be there for hours, or potentially you can't even fix the problem that you created, you know? So it's always best, just take your time, do it by hand, so you're not rounding off any screws. As long as you push hard against the screwdriver and you have the correct size, you'll be fine. Done. So with that, the 4 of the screws undone there, you should be able to slide this up. It should slide up. Let me just... So you see that seam there? When you push up on the screen like this, it should all slide. There you go. So see there's a gap there now. And if I just get my little guitar pick in here, see, nice and easy. I mean, you can take these little bits on the side here, you can take them out, but most of the time you don't have to. And I am being very delicate just because I don't want to damage anything. Okay, right under there. There we go. So it should pull apart now. Mine's actually, it's actually being held. There we go. There we go. It was just a bit, it's just being a bit annoying. Look at that. Oh, the speaker's come out of alignment now. So, my least favorite part of the whole job, we have to get this ribbon cable through this hole, and we have to wind it up to do it. It's a pain in the butt. Okay. Okay, it didn't break. That's how you're actually supposed to do it. Alright, so now that we can flip this, we flip it up. Grab your speaker. Cool. Got that speaker. And then we want to pull these two cables through this part here. Pull or push, whatever. Maybe I'll get my pliers. There we go. I'm just going to rest the screen on the mat here, just so it's a bit easier. Right, without damaging. So there's that. That one out of the way. And then this one for the microphone. Pull that through. Yep. Then we want to take the screen. Oh, just put the mic there. Then we want to take the screen away. So we have to spiral this cable here. We have to twist it around back onto itself. So grab the flat part and then do like 2 resolutions. Don't want to go too crazy. Far out. Let me get it. There we go. Just gotta get one more resolution. Revolution. That's right, I can English. Right, there we go. It's really finicky, but you know, it'll get it. Just take your time. That's why I have my air conditioner going in the background, because it's hot and I don't want to get frustrated. There we go. Roll it on itself. Push it through. Just like that. There we go. We've separated the screen and the speakers. Cool. Cool. So I'll just put that aside until later. So the best way to reassemble something, in my opinion, is to put the old one and then the new one side by side, and just make sure you're swapping all of the parts and you haven't forgotten anything. Last thing I forgot to mention, before we reassemble it, I didn't actually take out this is the mechanism that makes it click when you open and close it, and it keeps tension. So as you can see there, it just slides out like this, and we'll use that when we reassemble. So I'm going to wipe the screen down after I actually install it into here. Let me move this. And let me move this here. I need a bigger board to repair stuff. This is ridiculous. So, with all the speakers dangling and hanging on, I mean, you can kind of put them. The most important thing is this cable. This is just kind of just can stay in the way. So spiral this up. Spiral it up. That looks pretty good. And then we want to go through here with the spiral. Yes. Beautiful. Oh. There we go. That was a bit easier than last time. So let's put it down here like that. This goes here. So let me feed this wire through there like that. Through there. Feed it, feed it, feed it. Yep. Then I'm going to sit the board. Wait. There. Perfect. And then with me spudger, I'm just going to push the cable in place. Has to go on that side of the tab there. Beautiful. Cable's in place. Yep. Cool. Cool. Then the screen. Make sure my white cable at the top is still good. Yep. Alright. Yep. Yep. Click, 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 click. That's in place. It's routed correctly. Just to double check if you want to push the wire down. There you go. Alright, that's in there. Speaker routed correctly. Now the last thing we have to do before we can screw this top part together is we've got to feed this wire for the microphone back through this way. Just twist it. Again, we don't want too much pressure on the ribbon cable. There we go. Alright, got our cables and then the spiral part. So, the next thing, I'll get our little doobie which clicks and gives it tension when it's open and closed. And it should just slot in. There'll be one way it can go in. There. There we go. Makes it go click click as you open it. Alrighty. Now, let's get this little silver ring which goes here. We'll get that in place. And then I will screw the top of it back together. The ring slides down. And when you get to here, you want to again spiral this cable up. I guess that's enough. There we go. It's not easy. Pull. There we go. What a pain in the backside. But there it is. So the ring's back in there. Cables are pulled through. Spiral cables up there. So what I like to do now is just give this a wipe down with a clean cloth. And maybe add some unique touches, which I will show you in a second. Okay, so I just got a little microfiber cloth here. Yeah. Thank you, Specsavers, or whatever the hell. Let's give it a wipe. Just get all the fingerprints off, because you will see this with the shell on. So give it all a good wipe down. Don't want to touch it again. Right, so with that all clean, with that all looking spick, span, and clean, I thought I would add a little magic touch. Just something I've never seen anybody else do, and I think it's a really good idea. So, I actually have some stickers laying around. Mario Bros 35th anniversary stickers. I'm just trying to decide. I might actually put a sticker on here so you can see it through the transparent shell. Still deciding on which sticker. So I'll just cut back once I've decided, and I've stuck it on the DS. Alrighty, so I'm going to go with this one here. I think it looks good. And based on, there's a little earth for one of the cables here. I think it'll just go around that nicely. So, just peel that away. Now we want this to look nice and centered. Oh, that looks lovely. Bloody lovely. Alrighty, cool. Yeah, I've never seen anyone do that. It's very strange. Surely I can't be the first person to have this idea. Surely. And it's a genuine Nintendo sticker. So it's not like I'm cheapening the console. Alrighty, let's put it back together. Alright, so just put the front piece on. And then you'll still have that gap there. Slide it together. There we go. It just pushes in together. And just make sure it's seated along here. Make sure the screen's in correctly. Everything's lined up. Speakers are good. Yep, there's no gaps there. It sometimes can click if you push here or there. It'll click to go together. But the easiest way to tell, you can look at the bottom. Make sure that that's all lined up. Yep. Now in this kit they did give me a new surround for the screen, but I honestly like the genuine one. I think it looks the best. Let's just give that a wipe down. There you go. I gave it a good clean. I just used a microfiber cloth. I didn't use any chemicals or anything like that. So now we're going to put the 1, 2, 3, 4 screws back in. Okay. So with the PH0 or the Phillips 0, you just do everything in the reverse order that we pulled it apart in. When I'm reassembling, I like to put all the screws in loosely before you tighten a single one up. It's always a good idea. And we're making new threads because this is a new case. So it's only halfway done up. And then I'll do all the rest of them just to make sure that it's all aligned. It's the best way to do it, because if you tighten one up, maybe the other holes won't even align. I've seen a lot of people just go straight in and tighten it up all the way. It's not the way to do it. I'm sorry if the aircon's annoying, guys, but I really need it. It's stinking hot here today. There we go. And last one for this top piece. Wow, it feels tight, but it's just because I'm creating a new thread in the plastic as I screw it in. So now all 4 are in. So I like to go opposite. So I'll go not too much, just the very tip of your fingers. Oh geez, the camera is going crazy. So 1, not over tighten, just a tiny bit. Not much force at all. And then, so that one's tightened, and then I like to go the opposite, like this. So this one, not too much. Just use your very fingertips when it stops, just don't keep screwing it up. Yeah, it's good. Now I do the opposite too, and it should be all perfect. So spinning, that's stopping there, and then last one here. I can do it on camera. Righto. So we're gonna put the bottom piece back together now. So here it is. I'll just give it a wipe down with this microfiber cloth, and we should be good to go. Alrighty, so that's all clean now. Let's start doing the fun part of putting it back together with the spiral cable. My goodness, what a pain in the butt. So let's move that out of the way a little bit, and then we'll grab our top part, flip it over like that. Then we'll put the 2 wires back through. Yep. Then the annoying part with the ribbon cable. There we go. Just like that. So I actually do have like new screens, as I said, from Extremerate. All the buttons, all the little rubbers, they actually give you everything. Even a new sticker for the back. But I like to keep it as genuine as I can. Even that's the support for the Game Boy Advance. Stylus, everything. But we just need this little piece here right now. Ah, here it is. So the piece, which goes... If you don't put... See, this has holes in it. It's for the indicator for the battery, whether it needs to be recharged or not. If you don't put this piece in, it'll shine in your face really brightly and it'll be a pain. So that's why you need to get this part and then this little bit here, and it goes just in there, slides in like that. Oh, hang on, wrong way. Yeah, there it is. So then when the light shines, it actually will shine through there, which is a lot better. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, that's in there okay. Let's put the second one. Yep. Cool. Just like that. I'm hitting the bloody camera. There we go. Make sure it's straight. You only get one shot at this, because if you mess up the plastic, you break it. So it can be quite temperamental. Just take your time. Oh yeah, there's a lot of tension on that because you're making the new thread. Oh wow, that is a lot of tension there. Alright, so that is not all the way in, because as I said, I like to make sure they're both seated properly before you go over tightening. Oh, see, I almost cross-threaded it. That's good. Alright, now let's see if this open and closes nicely. Yeah, see? It holds the tension. Nice, 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 nice. Alrighty, so those two guys out of the way. Now you can use your fingers or you can use pliers for this. Whatever's easier for you. Let's try fingers first, and if that doesn't work, we'll try pliers. I've done both before, so let's get this underneath there, that tab. And then you want the sides to touch. So we want that little bit there to touch the top. Yep, on both. Yeah, and then we should be able to flick this down. Beautiful. That looks good. Alrighty. Now we're going to put the buttons in that we want to keep. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use the clear buttons that they gave me for this kit, or I'm going to use the original DS. Maybe I'll use the original because it looks better, the contrasting colors. So here's the clear buttons. And the genuine ones look like that. So if you can see the D-pad, and then A, B, X, and Y normally look like that. But in here, my god, I don't know about this fully transparent buttons. I might just opt for the Nintendo. Let's do that. Alright, so we'll just get our D-pad. Let's put it back in place. Nice and easy. With the membranes, here we got replacement membranes as well. They feel pretty good, but nothing beats Nintendo. Even after all these years, I think I'm still going to choose the genuine membranes. And as well, I like to keep it, so I pulled this out. This is the top button. So I like to keep it at the top always, because I want them to have the same feeling. It's hard to explain, but it actually makes a big difference when you put it back together. So let me just, I like to just blow, like, see there's some dust in it there. I'm just going to blow that out. And then she's good to go together. Like that. That's the top, and it still is the top. Yep. So you should just feel, with your finger. It should seat nicely all around here. All the way around. Nice and good. That's what I like to see. Okay. Now, we're going to reuse the genuine buttons as well. So, oops. Let me just move up here a bit so we can see. So you can't mess these up. If you put a button in the wrong spot, like this, the A button for example, it should go here. It won't let you actually put it in place. There you go. If it's the wrong button, it has to be the correct one. I was getting confused with Xbox actually. So B is going to be at the bottom. Yep. And then we've got X and Y. Yep. And then just X at the top. Beautiful. Alright, and we're going to get the genuine membrane again. Just give it a blow. Yep. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that's in there nicely. I'm just going to grab the white cable, route this again. It goes in these little grooves here. I don't know how good it's going to stay in these grooves, but we're going to try. And I think it just sits there. Nice, nice, nice. But we can always fix it up in a moment. Once we flip this screen. Let's just try that. Grab this. Let's just come over. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. Whoop. So we actually want this black cable up here, like that. So then when this is down, yeah, my bad. So that's the way for that. Make sure the white one is routed. Oh shit. It's in its correct place. If that white cable's not in the correct place, it can be a bit of a pain in the backside. Just double check. Yeah, see the white one's actually not routed, I can tell correctly. Just grab a spudger. This thing's worth its weight in gold. And then in here you can see it's not in the groove correctly. There we go, that's a lot better now. Start and select buttons. It's under here. And then the membrane as well. They are important, so make sure you put them. Alrighty, and the next step, just gotta get the cables back in place here. These two cables, or wires, I guess you'd call it a wire. Anyway, so they just click straight on. So the white one. Oh, I'm being very delicate. There we go, it clicked on. So when you're at this point, what you can do is put that screw back in there just to hold the circuit board to the plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Make sure there's room. I'm not going to go fully tight, just get it just sitting in there comfortably. And because I've done that up, let's make sure that hole lines up perfect. Cool. And now the infamous black wire here, and there's actually like a little arrow. And let me see if I can focus the camera. So if you look right, you just see it right there, and that's where you've put the line. There we go. It gets caught on a lot of stuff, so you've got to be very patient feeding this in and out. For me, this is, other than the spiral cable part, this is the hardest part. There we go. So it just takes a little bit of patience, but if you just keep at it, you'll be able to get it to come through like that. So line up this part first, and just make sure that it's going to click in, and then that's it. Done. It's on. Come on. Oh yeah. There it is. That's the money. Alrighty. So I've just finished swapping over all the parts here. This is the stylus and the retainer for the Game Boy Advance cartridge. I also swapped over the volume and reset. Sorry, volume button, reset button. So the last thing I want to note is this little metal thing here. Always make sure you replace that, because otherwise you won't be able to screw in your battery. Let me just flip it over. So you can see it there, that little metal screw. It's got a thread in it, that little metal piece there. If you don't put that in, you're going to have to pull it back apart. So always make sure you have that. So it's looking pretty good. It's almost time to reassemble it back onto the console. But the really fun part, so let's just reassemble the R and L. So the way I do it is, let's get one of these. You just put it in a little bit, like that. And then you apply pressure sideways. There we go. And then I should be able to get the spring in there, and then slide it through. Where's the camera here? And get it on film. There we go. Okay. Now with this part, bend it over. And then you slide it into, you slide the shaft, this here, into this little slot here. Shaft in first. Alright guys, now with this all set up and both the R and L on, we can finally start reassembling the back cover. So let's just go in here. You want to clip it on the bottom first, these two little tabs, and then pull it over onto itself. So we'll just make sure it's there. Yeah, all good. Okay. There we go. So let's catch it on the bottom. Just like that. This has to go over the cartridge slot here. And we don't want the triggers to come out of alignment. There we go, the bottom's clicked in. There we go. Trigger buttons work good, and that the springs stayed located when you clicked it together. So we're going to do the Y screws first. So it's 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's very important as well. When you're screwing it together, make sure you squeeze it. Not too hard that you break it, but just it makes the shell line up better for a better end result if you squeeze it while you screw in the screws. Nice. Just squeeze it in the corner there. That's where we screw it in. Last Y screw. Rightio, then we change over to the Phillips PH0. And then we've got the 2 gold screws just for the top. This is probably the most important part to squeeze when you put these in, because it will look really bad at the top here if you don't squeeze it together. Come on. There we go. I'm so excited. It's almost finished. Squeeze it really hard. Yeah. Nice. And one more Y screw at the top here. Yeah, and again with this, you make sure that the piece of plastic is past the cartridge slot or it won't line up properly. It looks funny. So just do it from the bottom in case I drop it. There we go. Now you don't need to put much tension on this one, like with the screw itself, because it can bend and it can look a bit funny from here. Let me just back that off a little bit actually. There we go. Almost forgot, one more silver screw. So got the Phillips again. And after that, we just got the battery and the battery cover. So you don't have to squeeze for this one. It's just for the case to the board really. Don't need to do it that tight. Perfect. So I actually have this, came with the kit as well. It's a fake Game Boy Advance like cover, so it covers the slot so it doesn't get dust in it. If you have an original DS, like because I lost mine, it has this green, it kind of looks like a cartridge, the green part that gets read by the cartridge reader, and it actually gives it a really firm fit. So I don't have it, so it won't be as firm, but this still fits quite nice actually. I just got a random screw from the kit. This is like a backup, one of the Y screws. Just screwed together the 2 pieces of plastic. And let's see how it fits. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's not really tight, but it's still quite good. Yeah, that looks professional. I like it. So before we put the battery, you can see that little piece of metal with the thread in it. if you forget to put this in when the case is off, you'll have to disassemble it and put that in. So just make sure you put that. So we're going to reuse the Nintendo genuine battery. Even though it's 15 years old, it's still amazing. Can't beat Nintendo. It's really hard to find good batteries for these actually, which I found quite surprising. There we go. And now I just simply put the battery cover on and just a couple of finishing touches. Cool. Oh, we're almost there. We are almost there. Home free. Oh. If you ever feel like a screw's not in properly, unscrew it a little bit, then re-screw it in again. Until you'll know it's 100%. So just the last couple of finishing touches. We have a little sticker here with a serial number. I'm not sure how good it will look, but I'll try. It goes just here. I think it makes it look more official. And then we have a bunch of rubber grommets and stuff like that. So I believe they can be installed here, here, and then there's a space here and another space just here. So let's put those in now. Alright, so I guess we'll put the sticker on first. See what that looks like. I guess it should be this way. Yeah. Alright. I wonder where they get this code, or if it's an official serial number they just copied from somewhere. Alrighty, so I'm trying to do this as neatly as possible. You know what? I'm just gonna wipe it just to make sure it's clean. There we go. Pretty good. Ooh, shiny. Looks official. Okay, so 2 little rubber grommets here. They're actually directional. Get on the camera. So the square part at the bottom, or at the top, because the way I've got the console facing. So the rounded edge at the bottom, right. Hopefully these just go in as is. Shouldn't need any rubber grease or anything. Ah, that goes in quite nicely actually. Sweet. Let's just flip it. Grab that one the other way. There we go. Oh, yeah, no, they fit in there really good. So now we've got these 2 parts for the screen. Okay. And I guess I will, maybe I'll use my fingers so I don't want to scratch. Just line it up with the tweezers. Yeah, it's quite tough to get in there, but it goes in. Yep. Just push it in with your fingers. There we go. That went in nice. Alright, all that's left, just 4 little protectors for the just here, 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 and here. They're tiny, tiny little things. And we're going to even... Okay. Yeah, you really got to use tweezers for these. There we go. Almost ripped the paper as well. And sticky side down, I would guess. And they're square, so you can't really get these wrong. Just got to work it in there a bit, but it'll go in. Okay, and there we have it. All the rubber's in, everything's back together. Just give it a wipe down so it looks nice and fresh. Alright, and finally, it is finished. Oh yes, I think it turned out quite nice. There we go. All done and dusted. With the custom Mario sticker in there, I thought it was a good idea. Got the new stylus, which we didn't even have a stylus before. And we didn't have this dust cover for the Game Boy Advance. Okay, the moment of truth. We're going to put in a cartridge and see if it fires up. There we go. Just finished doing the fresh install. You have to put in your birthday and profile and all that kind of stuff once it does a hard reset. But it's looking good. Let's see if the game works. It does. Ooh. Alright, let's just play a game, see how it looks. What do we got here? Got a lot of games on here. What's a good one to show off the DS? Here we go, Dragon Quest. Perfect. Dragon Quest V. This game's actually super expensive to buy nowadays. So it's a good way to have it easily accessible. R4 cards are a good idea in my opinion. Let's turn... It's a beautiful sight after all that hard work. Iconic. Yes. Nice. Well, yeah, there you have it, guys. Full shell swap of a Nintendo DS Lite. Alright, there it is, guys. Fuck yes. It's all successful. Everything works. The only thing I don't have is a flash card for the Game Boy Advance, so that'll be the next thing that I get. But what a great day. The next thing that I'm going to work on, guys, is I'm going to swap out my GameCube, the shell as well, transparent as well, but I'm going to actually, I've got from, I think they're called Black Dog Tech Industries in the United States. I ordered an optical disc emulator for the GameCube so I can run the complete library off a micro SD card using Swiss with a transparent GameCube. And the best part about it is I don't have to use a soldering iron and ruin my official Nintendo product. You just unbolt it, bolt in the new one, and she's good to go. Other than that, guys, I'm almost finished my amazing, I call it amazing, my passion project, Super Nintendo Mini hack. I've just gotten Samurai Showdown, the one that the RPG that just got translated 6 weeks ago. I've got that running on here. I got the Capcom Play Systems on here. I got the Neo Geo, TurboGrafx CD, you name it, it's on here. PlayStation 1. I keep increasing the size of the build. It started out as a 32 gig, and that was basically just all your Super Nintendo stuff and Genesis stuff. And then it's jumped to a 128, and now it's actually at a 512 gig micro SD. So not long, and I'm so excited to show you guys. And I'll show this hack on the channel, and I guess I'll put it on like a Google Drive if anybody else wants to experience it. Because, you know, that's why I do all this stuff. It's a passion of mine. It's a hobby. I'm not here to make money, right? If you guys made it this far in the video, you're a fucking legend. Thank you so much. And I really had a lot of fun doing that, the shell swap to the DS. So I really appreciate you staying till the end. So, without further fucking around, I'll see yous next time I put out a video. Bye!